I'm Dr. Dion Metzger, and I'm all about women being healthy, fit, and fabulous. I'm a psychiatrist, and my motto is better mind, better life. Here on Doctor's Orders, I'll be providing you with your dose of tips for having the best mental health infused with entertaining guests and hot topics. Don't forget to get your dose of Doctor's Orders. Welcome to Doctor's Orders, and I'm your host, Dr. Dion Metzger. This is our season premiere. This is a show that comes from my perspective as a physician, a mother, a daughter, a sister, and as a wife. Doctor's Orders will be providing tips for having the best mental and physical health infused with entertaining guests and discussions of what's hot in Atlanta. These Doctor's Orders are for you, for your sisters, your mom, aunts, girlfriends. Bring them around and sit back, stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Which planet are we living on? Right here.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
Our first guest is Lise Richards. She is a business consultant and a serial entrepreneur who has developed and managed several online ventures. Her latest is IAPDP.org. It's a growing international trade association for those in the self-help, personal development, and empowerment fields. Thank you for joining us today, Lise.
Thank you for having me. So excited to be here.
Yes, this is such a treat. So I was reading that the theme of what your organization does is inspired action. So let's start off by you telling me what exactly that is.
Inspired action is action that's taken when you're fully engaged in the outcome. It's usually pursuing a passion or having you're fully engaged in the process.
Okay. And so what would be the difference between inspired action as opposed to regular action?
Regular action is more mundane. So think about your checklist, think about your boss telling you, beating you
what's
over
in
the
your
head.
planner.
Yes, what are you doing? And you don't feel inspired to complete the task. It really is much more of a mundane, let's just get it done because I feel like I have to get it done,
So tell me, what are the benefits of having inspired action?
To me, inspired action is the best place to be. So if I think about it from an artist's perspective or from a writer's perspective, anybody who's on their path, I would say that they describe being in that place as being in the zone or allowing the work to flow through them.
Like being in the groove?
Yes. So the art creates itself, the book writes itself, so you're on the path, you're fully engaged, and you're just exploring, you're seeking out information. It's just fun. And
it's an exciting time.
Yeah, exactly. And people and opportunities tend to show up in that, in that progress of activity. So it's really, to me, it's the best place to be when you're trying to accomplish something.
Right. So with inspired action, well, give me some example of some results that you have seen from inspired action. You can give me personal results or
personal.
Yeah.
So when I was creating IAPDP.org, I literally had the idea itself and created the concept and the site in about a week. So,
oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah, so it was a really exciting time because I did a little bit of research, and as I was going down that path, things just unfolded for me. It was, the ideas showed up, the resources, even down to the technical aspects of programming the site really was all about let me figure this out. I'm not sure how it's going to happen, but it just unfolded. And so I look back at that time and I think it really just unfolded very
Everything
easily.
fell into place.
Yes. And that's, to me, what I would term as inspired action.
And one thing that I've noticed is that when people were talking about vision and having a vision board and reading the book The Secret, and it was all about visualizing what you wanted your life to be.
Yes.
But a lot of people misunderstood the fact that it's not just about having the vision. You also have to have the action behind the vision. So I love this because that correlates with the same thing, and it inspiring people to actually make the moves that it takes to follow these dreams.
I think that if you're a vision board person or if you're a law of attraction person, I think that you can come across the idea, but a lot of us will not listen to the spark that says, okay, move forward, take that action. And when so sometimes you tend to talk yourself out of it, you know, and you procrastinate and you don't pick up.
I'll do it tomorrow.
Yes, exactly. So vision boards are great for having the ultimate goal, but then you have to kind of go down the path and explore, and it really does unfold itself.
And that's definitely true because it's also the inspiration that comes with it, but the discipline.
Yes.
Of, you know, you have to keep going.
Absolutely.
And I could even say that personally because, of course, there's always things you could say, oh, I got to do this today, or I can move it to tomorrow, and you can put it lower on the list, and then it becomes a week you don't get to it, or a month, or and some people it turns into years that they put something on the shelf and they never got to it.
I think that the inspiration is key. It's important to be able to find something that you want to do, and only do those things, you know, and only
that's the key.
Set that as your intention that I'm going to pursue this. And then you don't really have to worry about whether or not it's going to unfold or happen for you because you're on the path. You want to be there.
That.
You know, you're inspired to be there. So
you're already taking the steps towards your destiny.
Exactly. So there is no such thing as real procrastination on this particular path that I'm thinking about. It is it really is the place that you feel like you're born to be.
Right. A photographer once told me that if you doing what you love, if you do what your passion is, you never feel like you work a day in your life.
That's right.
And I always remembered her saying that because you're really following your heart.
That's right.
So you should really not feel like you're kind of doing something mundane and getting into the routine and just kind of clocking in and clocking out.
Yes.
If you're following your passion, you should have that enthusiasm.
Absolutely.
Every day. And not a lot of people have that.
I totally agree, can totally relate to both cases. One where I can't stay asleep at night. I am so enthused by the ideas that are pouring into my head that by the time, let's say 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not a morning person, but 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm up and I'm downstairs on my computer typing away because I'm so excited that, you know, I want to get the idea out into the world. You know?
And you have that drive of the passion. And that's something that, you know, that's what really is the motivator, is really the passion to do it. Because, you know, I can compare like days when I'm doing something I don't want to do. I can press the snooze button, lay in bed till the very, very, very last minute. And then, but let's say I'm taking a vacation somewhere, or I'm going to visit friends, or I'm getting up to do something that I really love, like getting up to do TV. I'll jump out of bed.
Absolutely.
And I'm so excited to do it because this is what my passion is.
I think we have all probably fallen into the pact where someone is forcing you, or you feel like you're being forced to do something or take action, and so that's where I think that struggle comes in. But when you really are on the path of your own passion and exploring that, you are, you know, you're happy to be there. You're happy to get up. I mean,
oh yes, definitely. Well, I want my viewers to find out how they can get connected with you. So tell me about your website. My
website is iapdp.org. It's the International Association for Personal Development Professionals, so that's kind of a mouthful.
Okay.
But
International Association Personal Development Professionals.
Yes.
Got it.
And so they can connect with me there on all types of social media. And we're planning a conference next year, so it's going to be an international focus. So I can't wait to see when it unfolds.
Okay. Any partnerships with any current companies or anything any new ventures on the way?
We are doing something called Worldwise Initiatives, and it's kind of a platform for people with an idea, a big idea, to bring to fruition. So we partner with people who have the resources, the time, the money to help get a big idea off the ground. So for people who have a big idea and are not sure how they want to, you know, get it going, they can visit our website and email us some of the concepts, and then we'll connect them if we can.
And then we can launch it from there.
Exactly.
Oh,
So,
what a treat.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Lise.
thank you for having me.
This has been, I know I'm feeling inspired, and I hope my viewers are feeling just as inspired as I am. So next we'll be joining Catherine Witherspoon in Centennial Park. We'll be right back.
I'm only 17, but I know about investing. Believe in something, buy shares in it, watch it grow. So, what if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. I could be one of the first college graduates from my family, the first philanthropist from my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there's a second and a third. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow. My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
This is Dr. Metzger with Doctor's Orders, and today we are in Centennial Park in downtown Atlanta, and we have a very special guest, my good friend, Catherine Witherspoon. She is a blogger, a journalist, as well as a social media expert. We're going to be talking today about this new epidemic that I keep hearing about called social media envy. So tell me first, what is the definition of that?
Here's the deal about social media envy. It's the latest epidemic. It's like the ugly part of social media. And pretty much social media envy is the emotions that you get when you log on to Instagram, specifically Instagram.
Okay.
And you see a post, you surf through with a visual eye and you see something on there, and whatever those negative emotions that it triggers when you see that, that's social media envy.
Do you think that most people are vulnerable to experience this, or?
Oh, most definitely.
Okay.
I can actually admit to having experienced just a little bit of social media envy, because it's when you go to social media network, social media is like a world in itself.
Very true. Very true.
When you log on, if you're like me or some other people that consider themselves a social media professional,
Yes.
you want to be careful with who you befriend and what you post. But when you post something and the likes that you get, you don't get as many likes as you like,
Yes.
or you're scrolling down your news feed or your timeline and you see, wow, like this person has this and this person's got a new promotion. Oh, this person just got married. He looks really, really good. Oh my God, we graduated high school together. You're
So there's a
same
natural
size.
comparison.
It's a natural propensity to have envy.
I think that's human nature.
I think it's human nature
That makes
as well.
sense.
Yeah. So I think social media envy, it's susceptible to all of us. Like anyone can experience social media envy. Yeah, I can say so myself.
And one thing that I've noticed personally when I look on social media, and this is not even just in my circle, just celebrities, there's a lot of showing of like courtside seats or, cars, or talking about the luxury labels that they're wearing. That's become more the picture of success. It's kind of what you have, where you are, where you're vacationing. That's what we're looking at now as the model of American
To
success.
piggyback off that, sometimes I think the flip side of social media envy that a lot of people don't realize is that the people that still have the envy and the jealousy, they project and they put those particular posts that will make someone feel envious of them, because
so they're
deep
trying
down
to
they're
get that
insecure.
reaction.
They're trying to get that reaction and present something, a false representation of themselves, And it's easy to do with social media, especially with Instagram, unfortunately. And then when you have like your phone, like I have the iPhone, we've got the filters, you've got Photoshop. It's easy to make sure that whatever you post on there, it makes you look better than what it really is, So.
And you bring a good point when you talk about photoshopping, because I know you do a lot of volunteer work as you're a mentor for the refugee services with the women. And you work with a lot of young women, so a lot of teenagers, and I know that a lot of them compare it to what they're seeing on Instagram. in terms of the photoshopping, and sometimes those images are altered in terms of making their waist smaller and everything.
When we grew up in high school and elementary school, we had the email. I think Yahoo was big at the time.
Yeah, like AOL Internet was a big
AOL
deal, and that was dial-up.
That dial-up. Okay, that was our issue. We didn't really have like the social media playground when we leave school or while we're at school.
Right.
So for now, even with my relationship with the Refugee Family Services as one of their mentors, I actually have paired up with one mentor. I love her to death. She's amazing. And our conversations, or just conversations in general with young women, the first thing they do is compare what they see on social media to themselves and what they lack, how they should present themselves, how they should dress, what's in fashion, what's in style, what's popular, what's good. And unfortunately, the likes determine it all. Whatever gets the most likes pretty much is validated.
That's what gets the thumbs up, pretty much.
Thumbs up, unfortunately. And then that's what causes the social media envy, unfortunately.
And then skin is in. So the more, because even with the celebrities like the Beyoncés or Rihanna or even Kim Kardashian, you see a lot of these images where skin is in, the selfies in the bathing suits, and you know, and that's the image that young women especially are comparing themselves to. When sometimes, you know, that's not even the true image of what we see.
It's not the true image of themselves. And it's funny because you remember when they gave Tyra Banks a hard time about being fat?
Yeah, I remember that.
She wasn't fat, like, at all. And it's like,
I remember.
Of course, if you're on social media or if you're the media, the way the media makes a woman feel, not just a woman, just people in general, you compare yourself to what you see on TV, and unfortunately, what you see on TV becomes what you see on your phone. Right. So at home, all day long, for those 6 hours a day.
You're spending 25% of the day.
Thank you.
That's not even including sleep, it's more than that, yeah.
Thank you. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes, you know, there's during traffic, I like to log on Facebook and see how many likes I got, you know?
Exactly.
Now, it's gonna be a good day if I wake up and I got like a lot of likes from something, but you know, that's neither here nor there.
Today we're talking about Instagram, but I mean, I read a study from last year with Facebook about how the more people are logging on to Facebook, the more depressed they feel because of them comparing themselves. So this isn't something new, but it seems that the more social media sites we get and the more people participating in it, the more the envy is, the more the epidemic is growing. That's what I've noticed.
I agree. I think the next step, now that it's become public, now that we're aware that it exists.
And we're talking about it.
And we're talking about it. I mean, what do you do to curb it? You know, it's like, what do we do to say, you know what, hey, this is not how I want to feel because I wanted to have a friendly relationship with my virtual social media friends, you know?
Right.
Just because it's an outlet, it's a great platform to market yourself, it's a great way to brand yourself. However, the takeaway should not be, oh my God, I can't be myself because I'm not like them.
Right.
That should be the ultimate takeaway. Like, you know, when it's all said and done, at the end of the day, we need to realize we should be grateful for who we are, because at the end of the day, I think me and you were talking about, it's just a small piece.
Right. We said it was like what do we say? It was like a snapshot of somebody's life, but you don't see the whole album.
Not the whole album.
Yeah. I mean, I can even say too, like when I'm on social media, when I'm on Instagram, I only post when I'm having good days or something exciting is happening. If I'm going to the grocery store or I'm having a bad day, I don't post anything on Instagram.
And I think people need to realize that it's there, and it's strategic communication. That's exactly what it is. Strategic communications. Because if you're representing yourself, you're your own brand, you're your own business. Yes. So why, truth be told, if I have 2 pictures of myself, one with cellulite, one without, which picture do you think I'm gonna put on Facebook or Instagram? I'm gonna put the one without without Instagram. And I'm gonna jazz it up with a little filter, you know what I'm saying?
We understand.
So I think what the takeaway should be, like, okay, so all right, you can admit to yourself you have social media envy. Right. How do you curb it? I'm gonna say step
and we both admitted now that we've both been victims of it.
I've been a victim. I stand accused. If you know you suffer from, I'll speak to the audience. If you suffer from social media envy, the first thing you should do is remember, would you not project your best self on social media? That should be step 1. Right. Keeping it real with yourself.
Remember you're seeing a brand.
Remember you're seeing a brand. What is your brand, okay? And then recognize what the envy is. Okay, if I saw Beyonce on a boat with Jay-Z and that made me enraged, why did that make me enraged?
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Right. Where is it stemming from?
Where is it stemming from? It's because I don't have a Jay-Z, or it's because I just don't have a man at all?
Right.
It's because I don't have a boat, what is it? Okay, and once you realize that, instead of it being something that makes you feel less than, let it motivate you.
Right.
And be encouraged by what you see on social media to say, you know what, I'm XYZ years old, and that any day I can seize the moment and change my destiny. So therefore, go back to school, work out, be more friendly and outgoing so you can either A, meet a Jay-Z, B, meet a man, or B, just get a better job so you can get a boat.
Just do something that will better yourself.
To better yourself.
Right.
Amen. And I think if anything else, like, just at the end of the day, realize, like we both said, it's just a small glimpse of someone's reality.
And I love the way you use the word brand, because that's exactly what you're seeing. You're seeing what people want to project of themselves. You're seeing their brand and what they want to see. Yeah. So you have to remember that you're not seeing, not so much a false image, but you're not seeing the whole image when you're looking on social media.
You can't be motivated by the commercial when you haven't seen the whole movie.
I love it. I love it.
Is that an amen, Mom?
That's an amen. Yeah. I love it.
Well, Catherine, I'd like to thank you so much for
Yes,
visiting us today
it's my pleasure.
Us with this epidemic of social media envy and what we can do to curb it, but also how we can flip it around to motivate us.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education. So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future. My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Tune into Doctor's Orders, where you get your prescription to live well.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs, just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
This is our MD Mood Check, where I'll be answering questions on Twitter as well as my blog. Our first question is from the Ecstatic Flash. What do you make of the current gluten-free diet obsession? Is it a fad or well-founded? Well, let's start off by talking about what gluten is. It's a protein that's actually found in wheat products and usually found in whole grains. People with celiac disease or a sensitivity to wheat do need to eat a gluten-free diet. But what's happening now is becoming more of a fad where everybody is trying to eat this particular diet. And the problem is that you may miss a lot of the important vitamins or minerals that are found in gluten products as a result. So my answer to you, the Ecstatic Flash, would be that I would say right now it's a fad. Now we have a question from Bridal Headlines. What do you suggest for brides to get over their wedding day jitters? I can say, first, I recommend breathing. Just if you feel like you're getting really nervous or getting angry or feeling frustrated with something that's not going right, just take a step away and take a deep breath. That can actually do a lot of wonders. Another thing is to remember that things may go wrong. A lot of people have this dream of having the perfect wedding day and everything falling into place. Just remember that sometimes things may go wrong, but it should not take away from your joy of the day. After all of that planning and all the hard work, you should enjoy every moment of the day and not let anxiety take that away from you. Now, our next question is from RX eConsult, and it is how effective are antidepressants? Now, that is actually two answers to that. The first thing is that antidepressants are shown to be very effective in treating very severe depression. Now, with milder forms of depression, medications aren't always the only option. We have two other options of what we can do, including exercise or even therapy. As a matter of fact, there's more than two options: exercise, therapy, meditation. All of these things can help to reduce the feelings of sadness that are associated with depression. So RX eConsult, in response to your question, antidepressants can be a great option for severe depression, but we also have other options when it comes to milder forms of depression. This has been the MD Mood Check. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Dion Metzger MD. I'd be happy to answer your questions. Stay tuned. This has been Doctor's Orders.
Enroll, we say. We want you to be okay. Enroll, we say. Take care, people, for goodness sake. There's a plan for every budget, so don't accept defeat.
Now you can get covered and still buy me treats.
You take care of your pets. Now it's their turn to take care of you. Visit getcoveredamerica.org to learn about your health insurance options.
Tune into Doctor's Orders, where you get your prescription to live well.
I wish I was in school. If only I had a math test today. Or a book report to give. I wish I was in school. I'll stay after class. I'll clean the chalkboard. I'll do extra homework. I'll skip recess. I wish I was in school. I wish I was in school. I really wish I was in school.
School ends, but free lunches for your kids don't have to. Find your local food bank at feedingamerica.org/summer meals for help. Together, we're feeding America.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
Tune into Doctor's Orders, where you get your prescription to live well.
And then from this angle, it all makes a star.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore.
Show up
And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy, and giving up impossible.
And then we're going to turn the lights and everybody look up.
I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought.
What's your reaction? Yeah, exactly.
And unconventional methods
Okay, what else?
common.
This is their world.
There's nothing.
And then they die. Go ahead, go, go, go.
I'm a teacher. I make more.
Tune into Doctor's Orders, where you get your prescription to live well. I'm Dr. Dion Metzger, and I'm all about women being healthy, fit, and fabulous. I'm a psychiatrist, and my motto is better mind, better life. Here on Doctor's Orders, I'll be providing you with your dose of tips for having the best mental health, infused with entertaining guests and hot topics. Don't forget to get your dose of Doctor's Orders.